elections, off-cycle elections shall be holding in our three states, Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa. Okay, our guest this morning is coming from Bayelsa in the person of Dr. Jonathan Obuebite. Dr. Obuebite is a former chief whip in the Bayelsa State House of Assembly. He also is very well, conversant with the state, having served as the former commissioner for both education and information and strategy. Needless to say, he's also a member of the campaign council, the governorship campaign council. So, good morning to you, Dr. Jonathan Obuebite.
Yeah, good morning, and morning to all my brothers and friends in the studio there. Indeed. And good morning to Bayelsans and Nigerians in general.
Okay. I imagine, well, it must have been busy in terms of electioneering and all of that. And we're in the time when you're going to be, well, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and generally cleaning up. So let me ask, how prepared are you? Because the incumbent governor, Duye Diri, of the PDP. Yes, of the PDP, he will be aiming to keep his job. He wants an extension. And of course, you have 15 other parties that have candidates saying that we think we'll be better. So how well has your preparation been?
Well, first, Lalo, let me tell you that for us as PDP and as the state government, we are more than prepared for the election. Ordinarily, the governor wouldn't have even gone for campaigns because of the works that he has done, and those works would have been the reason why Bayelsans will now say they want to re-elect him because the works will speak for him. Now, the governor that we have today is somebody that when you follow up our primaries, you can see that during the primaries, nobody contested with him. Every other person that was interested said if the governor has done this much within a period of 3 years, why coming to truncate this movement, this growth of development that we're experiencing in Bayelsa State? So nobody contested with him, and he was returned unopposed as the candidate of our party. And I must say this today, that in this coming election, November 11th, I don't see any other candidate that can all stand the governor in this election, because no other candidate has a structure or no other candidate is prepared to contest this election. Some persons are contesting just for the reason of contesting. Some persons are contesting just to come and say, oh, they have people that they want to witch hunt, and that is why they are coming. So for us as PDP and as a government, we want to say the works of the governor will definitely speak for him. This is a governor that came into office and has done something that has unified the entire Bayelsa State. He brought peace to Bayelsa State, and today he's preaching peace, and he has ensured that there is peace in Bayelsa State. I want to say this and let it be on record. 80% of the persons who are notable politicians in the main opposition, let me just say main opposition party, because they are the center, the APC, are all back in the PDP working with the governor. Why? They are back in the PDP because of the character and person of the governor and what the governor has brought to bear within this period as governor of Bayelsa State. Today in Bayelsa State, you can go home and sleep with your two eyes closed. Today in Bayelsa State, you can move around and be proud to address yourself as a Bayelsan. Today in Bayelsa State, you can see visible infrastructural projects that the people are benefiting. Today in Bayelsa State, the governor's projection of carrying on with the previous administration's works of trying to link up the 3 senatorial districts to the state capital. We have achieved Ekeremo. We are going to Agé. The governor said he's going to Agé. Haven't achieved Ekeremo. We have achieved Angiama. With the bridge is going to cross to Opuroma. We want to ensure that we go to Otuan and we also go to Ukubie. As I speak, the governor is building the road to Brass, the Nembe Brass Road. The governor is building it, and I am from Nembe. And I'm from the East Senatorial District. And every Nembe man, all the notable leaders, we have all decided that this time around, we are supporting Doidri because he is from the Central. He's going to complete the 8 years of the Central, just like the West completed. And after his time, it will now come to Ogbe, Nembe, and Brass. So we have all resolved that the governor must be supported, especially for the fact that he's building the Nembe Ogbia Road. You see, we are talking about blue economy. Where is our blue economy? Our blue economy is in our coast. You see, so that is what we're trying to do, and that is what the governor has done. So today, like you rightly asked, I don't see any opposition. As a party, we are prepared. As a party, we are ready to go down there and vote and ensure that our governor is re-elected.
Okay.
The governor will be elected massively. He will be elected massively, and that is what we are doing. The building blocks are already there. You can't see. You don't change a winning team. And in this case, you don't change a governor that has brought development, peace, and unity and love to a state and take us back to the days of Hamtangbe. I want you to ask me what is the meaning of Hamtangbe after now.
Go ahead and tell me. You know, it's interesting, so we know it's side by side. What exactly is the meaning of that?
Yeah, Hamtangbe was the security outfit put up by the candidate of the APC, Chief Timothy Silva, while he was governor. Within the period he served as governor. And on record, the number of deaths, maiming that our people suffered from government terrorism, that was government terrorism, the government of the land, which hunted our own people, killing innocent young men, killing innocent women, and making life miserable for our people.
Well, okay.
People, opposition members flee from this. You have to come in hiding and also live in hiding. That was a yesterday that we had, and we have moved beyond that yesterday. So when you want to talk about violence in Bayelsa State, it is referred as the days of Hamtangbe. So that is why I said you asked me what the meaning of Hamtangbe is.
Okay, but because it really leads on to the very next question that I was going to ask, which you partly responded to, which was concern about security, because everything you spoke about in terms of the work that the present administration is doing, you know, you're going to need a secure environment, violence-free environment in which to do it. So I was going to ask you what the situation is in that regard. That is the state of security in Bayelsa.
Okay, like I said before now, Bayelsa State was adjudged the most peaceful and most secure state in Nigeria. Of course, you can attest to that fact. But since we came to this electioneering cycle, the same characters have started their old tradition of bringing violence whenever there is election. As I speak, the main opposition, if I may even refer them as main opposition, they are banking on violence. In my own local government, I'm from Nembe local government. Incidentally, the candidate of the opposition is from Brass and also related to Nembe. But as I speak, in my community in Nembe, that's what we call
I think it's clear.
On Thursday night, a young man was killed. On Thursday night, a young man was killed. Another one critically injured due to machete cuts is in the hospital now. In fact, they even went to the hospital and carted away the corpse of the dead young man. Is that bad? Just yesterday, another person was stabbed. They are destroying properties of opposition PDP members. Believe this. We are in the state as government, but because the governor does not believe in violence, because the governor feels that we are all Bayelsans, we are one people, we are brothers, we can only go. See, election is like sport. Somebody will definitely win. It's a game, like a game of football. There's a team that will always win. So that is what the governor believes in and does not believe in violence, but the opposition is banking on it. If you go to Nembe Bakamri now, no PDP person is in Nembe Bakamri. It's an occupied community. It's an occupied territory. No single PDP person is in that community. The world is aware. The governor has cried. He has said it. He has said everything. And he has called on the security agencies to ensure that there's a level playing ground for everybody. All political parties, not only PDP, not only APC, for the other 13 political parties that made the number to be 15. And that is what the governor is talking about. So our major concern today is security, and the fact that we are calling on the armed forces, the security agencies, to ensure the police, to ensure that they create an enabling environment during and within the election. You can, you can ascribe it to a fact where in a place where they will say this person cannot come to his community during election, this person cannot come to his community during campaigns. It is that bad. They are taking us back to 2019, where more than 24 persons were killed on a campaign rally. That is what they are doing in Nimbi. Talk of brass. They are planning, stockpiling arms to ensure that they invade communities in brass, Ojoma, Akasa, just like they have done in Basambri and Ogbolmambri. They are planning to do that also in Southern Niger local government. This is what they are planning. They are planning to do that in some part of Ekrema local government. They know that if we go for election, today, anytime, any day, Senator Doyezri will win 80% votes in Bayelsa State. I'm being moderate when I said 80% votes, because I know about the endemic acceptance that the governor enjoys from the people. His love for the people, which the people have decided and vowed that they are going to pay him back in this election. But the opposition has come, and now in Bayelsa State, you are hearing about killings, you are hearing about chasing people out of their communities, you are hearing about all the sort of things that were not there before now. And that is why I want to use this privilege to call on the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, the Inspector General of Police. They should ensure that anybody, any individual, be it the major actors, be it, irrespective of the political background, anybody that foments trouble or is trying to foment trouble or is in the act already of fomenting trouble to disrupt this election, those persons should be picked and prosecuted. They should be arrested and prosecuted, because as I speak, we are trying to go back to our dark days of 2019. You are aware of what happened in 2019.
You spoke about...
So this is an appeal to them.
Okay, Dr. Obuebite, you spoke about this, and it's quite worrying. But surely the police must have reassured you, because when we started off, you were talking about being, quite frankly, being ready as you can be. So I was going to ask, and one needs to know that you are reassured by, the police being in charge of the situation that you allege could be on ground if care is not taken. The police, because the security forces, you called upon them yourself, but in particular, the police, there must have been conversations. Can you reassure us that the police have the matter well in hand?
Well, I can't say that in an 100% scaling, but I can say, well, they are doing and trying their best. But we need to see more, because when you see non-state actors like what is happening in Basambri, where we have the SWAT team giving cover, the SWAT team of the IG giving cover to non-state actors to perpetrate acts that will affect the smooth conduct of the election. Same thing, they will come into Ogbolmambri doing the same thing. As I speak, they go and harass notable opposition members. And this SWAT team is from the police. So if the police will be able to call their people to order, for which I want to believe that the IG may have no hand in what is happening.
Yes.
Because what they may be telling him is different from what is happening here. Okay. So we want the IG to ensure that there's a way of pulling out those persons that are occupying that community and bring in security policemen from everywhere they want to bring, because we are talking about election in just three states.
Okay, one moment,
they will
Doctor.
be able to police the place.
One moment, Doctor. Let me bring on our first caller. Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Yeah,
and greetings to your guest.
Yes.
Uncle Yori, your guest said something that triggered my reaction. He said the current governor will win over 80% of the vote if he is, during the election. Then why all the fear and the agitations in his camp? Because we see them on several television stations talking about violence, and what the other group might be capable of doing. If you have this confidence, then you shouldn't be afraid. The people will vote according to their conscience. But I remember that this same governor lost the last governorship election. It was after the court said that the deputy of the one that won had issues with a paper qualification. That's how the current governor became governor. So he didn't win the election in the last one, but he's going to win over 80% this time. I wish him luck. I want to ask a question. The guest says that the current governor has brought peace, and he has gone into several developmental projects. Can you point out one for the past 4 years that he started and completed? We would be glad to hear that.
All right. Thank you for calling in, Mr. George. Doctor, how would you react?
Yes.
First of all, the very important one that you said to us earlier that, look, all other things being equal, your candidate, the sitting governor, should win up to 80% of that election.
Yes.
Let's start from there. So why the apprehension that violence?
Okay, let me correct the notion that he tried to create when he hacked and said the last election, the governor lost it in 2019. The governor did not lose the election in 2019. In fact, in my own local government, Nibi local government, I did not even vote. We were not even allowed to go to our community. But what happened? PDP is a majority. They turned out 80,000 votes. We have never had that kind of vote in all the elections that have been conducted in this country where we have participated, because they only sat down somewhere, manipulated those numbers. The same thing they did in Southern Nigeria, they sat down somewhere and manufactured those numbers. The governor, then look at the local government that the governor won. Fair election. So I'm saying it again and let it be on record. In 2019, Senator Doyedri, our miracle governor today, won the election, if not for the hijacking and writing of results that happened in Nembe, Ogbia, and Southern Nigeria local government. So I want to correct that, to let him know that we are not agitated. The point I'm trying to make about the security is this. These same flashpoints, they have already started the same trade of what they did in 2019. And that is why we are calling on the security agency, as people who are peace-loving, as people who want to go for a free, fair election. Because if you go to Nembe today, I tell you, we are going to win overwhelmingly. If I give you a percentage now, I will tell you, go to the bank with that number that I will give you. If we don't come up with 70% victory in Nembe with a peaceful election, then so Honorable Abubakar has lied.
Okay, one moment. Let me add another caller. Somebody else has called in. Doctor, somebody else has called in, so you'll be able to continue.
I have not finished.
I know. Please, you continue. I don't want to lose that call. You continue. Okay. But let me bring on Reverend Dominic, who has called in from Alimosho. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Yori. Good morning to your guest.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead, Reverend.
Yeah, Yori, let me continue where George stopped. The problem in Bayelsa, I think, is APC themselves. Last time, the APC won that election and they defeated an incumbent. If the man said that they wrote the result somewhere and somebody who is running outside the government house, I don't believe him. We know how election is worked in Nigeria. Now, you are an incumbent, you have the power of the security, you have the power of money, you can influence people better. But for an aspirant to beat an incumbent, it means that the people in that state need that man. But my own regret is that my party, APC, look at what is happening now. Our candidate now is still in court. Let's replay the scenario, what happened 4 years ago, George is referring to. What if APC win today? And the Supreme Court said that candidate is not the right candidate. We suffered the same shame we suffered 4 years ago. So the problem in most of the states is not even the people. People love some candidates of APC, but it is APC party themselves. And you know what I'm saying? The kind of APC next in court, they say if you go on is sworn in 3 times, and the first court said no, yes. The appeal court said come, and the matter is in the Supreme Court. Let's take a scenario. If he wins the election, we're going to suffer the same thing. It happened in Zamfara State. It happened in Bayelsa State. So, and you have told you if you want to talk about a state, whether development or not, please, sir, call a neutral man. Politicians build skyscrapers in the air. When you see them, I heard the candidate of APC saying that the water he put when he was there, there's no more water in Bayelsa. There's no more road in Bayelsa. And they cry all these things. What I'm trying to say, if you want to see how a state works, bring a neutral person, not politicians. They built this city and govern Nigeria on television. But if you go to some states, you'll be disappointed about governance. That they say that I visited 2 years ago. It's a primary school. Children are still sitting on the floor. I won't mention that state. Children are still sitting on the floor. They have been government there for over 20 years. They come back common desk for children.
Let me ask Dr. Buhari about that. You heard him yourself, so please grab hold of it, and then I can talk about infrastructural development later on. Go ahead, please.
Yes, what I want to appeal now is that I want you to give me time to respond to the both of them.
I will.
Before taking another
I will, but please understand that when people call in, will be heard. I hear you, Doctor, but if people call in, I'll try my best. But we don't want to lose them as much as is possible. No, but I also bear in mind what you're saying, that you need the time to respond. And so, yes. Please proceed.
Good. First, he was wrong when he said the opposition won the incumbent. No, that was not true. The governor was contesting for the first time, and the candidate of the APC too was contesting for the first time. And let it be on record, like I said, PDP won that election, and I made mention of my own local government. As somebody who has served in different, you did my introduction, so you should know what you said to the world about me and the people around me. Bayelsa State is a PDP state. Even the opposition candidate that is trying to run today was only governor when he was in PDP. Bayelsa is a state where the electoral seats, all of them will have PDP. The 5 House of Rep seats, they are all PDP. 80% of the House of Assembly, we are talking, they are all PDP. So what are you saying? Local government chairman, every other thing. So we are talking about a government that has structure. A party that has structure, a party that is within and is with the people. Like I said, it's an endemic movement, acceptance and love for the governor. And
there appears to be a network issue. Well, Dr. Jonathan.
That party, like he rightly said, that they have so much problems that we are not talking about APC as a party. Okay.
Yeah, please continue. It's okay. You've come back now. Yes. Continue.
Okay. We have always emphasized that our campaign is not about APC, but about the character of the candidate. Okay. Not against APC, but the character of the APC leaders have left. These are built by people. People make up units, different local government. As I speak, 80% of all political leaders you know about in Bayelsa State are all members of the PDP and working with the governor and with their people to ensure that the governor is re-elected. So the notion of saying opposition won, no opposition won. Opposition has never won before and will never win. Like I said, you should go to the bank. 80% of the election that you will see, 80% victory, the votes, 80% will be gotten by the governor. Now, he talked about infrastructure, that we are building castle in the air. Let me say this. Just some few weeks ago, the Sultan of Sokoto came and commissioned a project. It's called the Glory Drive Phase 2. That project, that road, if you come to Bayelsa and you see that road, and they tell you that road is in Bayelsa, you will say you are talking about another place. You will think you are in London, you will think you are in America when you see that road. Today, as I speak, we can drive to Ekeremo. The governor has taken road. He took it from where the previous government stopped and has taken road to Ekeremo, and we are moving to it again. That is our vision. Today, we are moving to Satanijo, we are moving to Ukubie, because now we're already at Angama. The former vice president came laid the foundation for the bridge, which will be one of the longest bridges we will have in this state, crossing to the other side of the road, that will link to the largest local government we have in Nigeria, which is Satanijo local government, and we are going to the Atlantic. Today, we are already achieved Ogbia Nembe, and that is why the governor has taken the one from Nembe to Brass, 21 kilometers left, Sanfielded, and as I speak, Sanfielding is also going on, and we are saying that within the first quarter between the first 2 years of his coming back, that road will be commissioned so we can drive to Brass local government, the local government of the APC candidate. Let me say this. You're talking about infrastructure. Today we have the best iconic, the best media complex in Nigeria. It is called the NSC Media Complex, initiated by this government, built and completed by this government. Today we have in house into use by this government. Today you are talking about the Lebele Bridge that was bad. Nobody could pass that place. The governor came. He has built a new one. Okay. We are taking that bridge and moving forward.
Dr. Obuebite, I must interrupt you. Dr. Obuebite, I must interrupt you because we sort of agreed that yes, I will try my best. But when people call in, like Mohammed has called in from Abuja now. Good morning to you, Mr. Mohammed.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I agree to your guest, and I hope your guest is talking as a politician. Always, Nigerian politician talks the way he talks.
Thank you.
Forgetting that the APC candidate was a former governor of Bayelsa State. He has his own local government chairman too. He has his members' House of Assembly there too. He has his APC chairman of Bayelsa State there too. He has his followers. He has his voters. But the way some people used to think that everything, if I say yes, is yes. That the sitting governor is the alpha or omega of everything in every state. I'm not talking about Bayelsa in particular. But the way your guest is talking is saying that without a PDP in Bayelsa, nobody. Whereas we're in Nigeria here, somebody has won that state as APC governor. It was just code that denied him to be sworn in. So why people are always taking glory to themselves every time? Let's be sincere. Let's be talking like people. Don't deny other people a chance. Some people, they are listening to you. Voters in Bayelsa, they are listening. I'm not from Bayelsa, but the voters in Bayelsa are looking at you speaking. They are saying that, some are saying that maybe you are saying the truth. Some are saying you are telling lies. Because definitely, he may have his own vote too. APC will have, PDP will have, Labour Party will have. So why are you saying that you have 80% in all the whatever local government, you have 70% here? It's not done that way. Let's wait for voters to vote, cast their vote, count, INEC announce the winner. If your own is successful, fine. If APC is successful, fine. If Labour Party is successful, fine. But when we come to the media and be giving justice and be becoming INEC, becoming police, becoming soldiers, saying this and that is not proper. It's not done that way.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. This is the essence of having, perspectives, different views, different strokes for different folks. Now, our guest, Dr. Jonathan Obuebite, former Chief Whip of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, and as I said at the beginning of the program, he is also, former Commissioner for Education and information and strategy. You're going to need more than the time I have to respond to that later something. So what I'll do is that I'll go on a quick break. Stay with us, please. So when we come back, you relate to that position. Stay with us.
Planet, our home, threatened by man's activities with fears of mass extinction on the rise. On Green Angle, we examine the issues that affect our environment, seek solutions to put us on track to secure and restore a cleaner and greener world for generations to come.
Okay, welcome back. Our guest is Dr. Obuebite. He's former Chief Whip of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly. He's a member of the campaign council, governorship campaign council in his native Bayelsa State, and he's supporting the incumbent governor of the PDP. But we just got that call in from Mohammed latest, but even before then, there were a number of other callers who were thinking that you were overstating the case. To paraphrase it all into where Mohammed put it, if you say 80% of support, then you're making it sound as if there are not other parties in that place. So he thought you were overstating it. So how would you respond to that?
From that, because I'm saying the obvious and the facts. And the only problem I have is that they are all not in Bayelsa State. If they're in Bayelsa State, they will also attest to the fact that I'm saying the truth and nothing but the truth. Now, we must face reality. I am not just a politician by just the need to be. I'm a politician by conviction. And because I'm a politician by conviction, I say things the way they are. You can find that about me. I say things the way they are, irrespective of what others say. You can have every other person on one side, and I will be on one side stating what I know. I'm not swayed by anything. But the truth must be told, and the truth is this. Senator Doyediri, I will repeat myself, will have 80% of the total votes. I never went to local government. You want me to go to local government, I can apportion percentages to each of the local government, and when you go after the election, you will say, indeed, based on the number of votes that were turned out from that local government, the governor achieved just what Jonathan Obovita said. But okay, that is not the reason why we're here, but to state the obvious. Now, you talked about infrastructure, and I was reeling them out. I was only in road infrastructure. I have not gone into education.
Yes.
I have not gone into...
one moment, please. I beg your pardon, doctor. Forgive me. I'm going to give you the time that you need. That's because a caller in particular had spoken about, I think, the incident. And you've been a commissioner of education before. I think students, in very, very rudimentary states of infrastructure. Some sort of maybe almost like... benches under trees, that kind of a thing. And in the meantime, Ada has called in. So let's hear Ada in Jos.
No, not in Bayelsa.
Okay. 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 Wait a minute, Ada. Ada is not even waiting to be put on. So please, let me take Ada. Let me take Ada, and then you take all of this together. Ada, chill now. Ada, wait now. Good morning, Ada. Please go ahead now, Ada. Go ahead, Ada.
I don't know. If it will be of help, if you can, it's a suggestion. If you can allow your guests to change your modus operandi, allow your guests to be talking in the first half, then when you come to the second half, we will now know that that's when you start receiving calls. Then when you receive the calls for about 20 minutes or so, then the guest comes back again. That will help us. So we won't be kept for too long and all that, and you won't lose his thought. That's just a suggestion. Now, having said that, I think the problem we're having in Nigeria is that there's so much concentration on the center. Until we start practicing fiscal federalism, otherwise known as restructuring, so that there will be devolution of power. So there won't be this craze about winning election at all costs, So why I've said that is this. Like, for instance, now, INEC keeps on telling us that the election will be something different. I don't know if there's anything INEC is saying that they have not said before. Please, you tell me. There's something they haven't said before. So the problem now, even if they are deploying from the defense, they are saying they're deploying this and that, the election will be this, it will that. It's not the number of the army or police they deploy. The problem is that what are they coming there to do? Are they neutral? That is the problem. In a functional democracy, an electoral umpire is not supposed to come and be telling us, reassuring us. It's given. So if they keep on reassuring, it means there's a problem. And then they are assuring as far as I'm concerned, doesn't make sense because they have the mandate to conduct the elections anyhow they want. They told us that. So all the stakeholders should go into that election, including the electorate, with an anyhow mindset. Let them stop disturbing us. Let us try and get this thing right. All I'm trying to say here is that let there be electoral reforms that will give our election the required test of time. So we have credible elections in this country. All the semesters give for Nigeria, all the Adema.
Thank you very much, Ada. So coming back to you now, Doctor, yes, you wanted to relate to the matter. You wanted to speak on, the whole infrastructure thing. So I saw that you sort of started that. So yes. Now please go ahead.
Okay, yes. First, let me thank Ada for stating what Bayelsans and Nigerians expect from the federal government and from the INEC. Thank you, Ada, because this shows that you're a true Nigerian. Now, let me come back to where we are. We're talking about infrastructure, and I said for all this while I've been talking about road infrastructure, and I want to talk about health infrastructure and others. Now, like I said, we have the best health insurance scheme in Bayelsa State now that other states are coming to copy. And because of that, the building that the governor built is one of the best in this country, or if not the best in this country, the health insurance scheme building. If you come, you are going to see it. And I must say this, the governor has also built and completed 3 referral hospitals in the different local governments. The last one we commissioned was that of Kolokmo Bokuma in Kayama. So in health, today, we can say that has gotten it right. And we are doing better than almost all. I must say the records are there, the indices are there. If you bias are sitting ahead. Today, the governor said we cannot believe of education, how we can diversify even the education sector and bring science and technology. And that is why the governor has built comfortably. As I speak, we have commissioned about 4 of them, science and technical colleges that will be boarding colleges, boarding schools. In each of the local government, you have one. In each of the local government, we have commissioned about 4. As I speak, the one in my local government is going on. The one in Brass is going on in every local government. And some also major communities, you can see that. That is because we want to look at the manpower need of our state and see how we can have artisans that will be able to solve our daily problems. And that is where we want to grow the economy, where people can take care of themselves, fend for themselves, but they must have a skill for which they can also employ people and be employers of labor and also grow the economy. So that the governor has already done, and by the grace of God, by the time he comes back, the other ones will be completed. And what are we saying today? Today, the boarding schools that the governor inherited, the boarding school, he has expanded them. I was Commissioner of Education, and I can say, take my word to the bank if you doubt me. He has expanded it, and our enrollment has doubled. The enrollment of boarding school. These are schools where the students come there, we feed them, we take care of their medicals, everything is free. Even uniforms are provided for them, books are provided for them. All you need to do is for your child to pass the exam and go. And we have them in each of the local government. So they are concentrated in the local government area. You don't need to move your child. And of course, the John National Academy, where it's open to every other child from the state. So the governor has consolidated and expanded and enrollment. Today, out of school, the indices for out of school children in Bayelsa State is near to nothing because of what we have achieved. And those are the parameters in education you use in measuring. Look at what the governor has done. Accreditation for all our courses in the Niger Delta University, in the Bayelsa State Medical University, University of Africa, Torodua, all programs are given accreditation by this government. Look at the Jasper Borough College of Education, affiliated to the Niger Delta University. Today, they can award degrees. See, we are moving forward. Look at the Technical College in Alebiri. Today, if you go to the Polytechnic in Alebiri, you can see that that school is functioning well with students, because we must look at all the sectors. When you come to education, we must look at tertiary and go to all the levels so that we can have the needed manpower. And that is what the governor has done.
Okay.
And for a governor like that, do you think the people will not re-elect him?
Well,
the people will re-elect him.
Okay.
Let us go.
Dr. Buebiti, you know that we can't go as in-depth as we would have liked to, because there are quite a number of places. Now, you've spoken on security, you've spoken on infrastructure, spoken on education, even gone on to health. So how about agriculture? That's important. Food supply.
Beautiful. That is where I was going to.
Okay.
Today, the governor has created that environment through the Agri Ministry where we are growing our own rice. Yes, we may not have grown it to the point where we can feed Bayelsa State, but we are growing our own rice that is also in the market competing with rice that is being bought from outside. Today, the agricultural program that we have, we are making people to be farmers of on their own, so that they will be able to feed themselves and also sell their produce outside to make money. So we are growing that economy. The government has also given starter packs to young farmers. We get both fertilizers and every other thing to support the farmers. The farmers in Bayelsa State are doing well. We have so many persons that have gone into fish farming, where they have their own fish farms, that they're also supplying fish need of the state. Some are even taking it to the neighboring states. So said, in fact, as I speak, I am also a fish farmer. I have a fish farm. You see, why? Because the government has encouraged us to go into that. In my house today, I almost produce, see, if you want coconut, you have it in my house. If you want vegetables, you have it in my house. I have my fish that I eat for me. So many persons are doing this. So we are growing our economy. Agriculture-wise, our state has gone far. We have gone into partnership. The governor, see, by the time...
Okay, so we lost the signal there, I'm sure, for a brief moment, just as our guest was telling us about strides in agriculture. I'm sure it'll come back soon. And he has taken, in the meantime, Ibrahim calling in from Wuse. Ismail, is Ismail calling in from Wuse. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
our guest is back. Okay, Dr. Buebite, just as well, you came back as Ismail, who has called in from Ismail. Go ahead, please. Calling in from Abuja, from Wuse in Abuja. Go ahead, Ismail.
And good morning to your guest there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I've listened to the submissions and the successes and the accomplishments recorded by Governor Diri of Bayelsa State. Well, be it as it may, this is a period wherein you pay a leader based on the track record that he has put on ground. I have studied Governor Diri's trajectory, and for me personally, I'm not from Bayelsa State, but I think he's on a very, very good track. And if the Bayelsans will join forces and to bring him back so that he will continue or finish those projects that he has started, it will be of good importance. I was a corporate in Rivers.
We're interrupting this program to bring you a live telecast. Our regular programs will continue shortly. Please stay tuned.
Delighted to host this regional meeting of like minds, which is aimed at maximizing the potentials of our rich maritime endowments. The theme of this occasion, which is the role of ports in African continental free trade, speaks to the frontline responsibility of ports in trade facilitation value chain. The need to translate our marine competitive advantages into opportunities for collective prosperity of our respective countries has never been more pressing than it is now. As I had hinted earlier in my electronically transmitted welcome message, the demonstrated global leadership of ports in the contributions to the Sustainable Development Goals shows that the sustainability of the world, especially Africa, rests heavily on the sustainability of our ports. Apart from being linked by water, countries in West and Central Africa are linked by challenges and multiple opportunities. Therefore, given the increasing realization of the leverage that economic cooperation confers in the international arena, we will be doing great disservice to ourselves if we fail to maximize this unity through the cooperation of our ports. The specific objectives of AFTA, which includes the progressive elimination of tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade in goods, liberalization of trade in services, and cooperation among others, is pregnant with a lot of opportunities for wealth creation and prosperity, which I am convinced this conference will equip us to safely midwife for the benefit of our respective national economies, with domino effect on the economy of the sub-region if our ports cooperate. As an organization that appreciates the catalytic role of PIMOCA in promoting ports cooperation, the Nigerian Ports Authority will continue to embrace partnerships and support policies and actions steps arising from the insightful policy shaping meetings and technical sessions that will dominate the next few days of this session. The visionary creation of the new Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy to supervise the Nigerian Ports Authority by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the clarion call for more audacious initiatives which were made last week by the Honorable Minister, His Excellency Adeboyega Oyetola, during the commissioning of our newly constructed Mission to Seafarers facility, has re-energized our resolve to invest more in order to harness more ideas from operational think tanks such as PIMOCA. I would like to specifically commend the PIMOCA Secretariat for sustaining this annual platform of cross-fertilization of ideas and knowledge sharing for mutual development of our respective countries and advancement of global trade. Before I take my seat, let me allow us to deliberate, and I would like us to brood upon the seminal and wise statement of a global statesman, Franklin D. Roosevelt, who says, "Competition has shown to be useful up to a certain point and no more. But cooperation, which is the thing we must strive for today, begins where competition leaves off." Once again, I would like to welcome the heads of other ports and the over 300 delegates from 24 African countries who have graced this occasion. I thank you very much, and I wish us good deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Managing Director, Nigerian Ports Authority, Mr. Mohammed Bello Koko, giving his official welcome as the host Ports Authority for this council meeting, and indeed leaving the charge to the council and the Managing Directors Roundtable Conference to do justice to what they've come to discuss and profile solutions where necessary. Can we hear another round of applause for him? I did say that before I close this opening ceremony, I would take a moment to individually mention our sponsors by their companies, even though I have asked you earlier to appreciate them. But please do not be tired of appreciating the companies or entities who signed their checks behind this kind of meeting. For if they didn't, PIMOCA would dream and think and plan of this meeting, and probably it will end up to be virtual, where you will all join from your respective offices, or in some cases your dining tables, with boxers and suit and tie, what COVID brought to us in 2020. People had meetings or held meetings where they were half-dressed. I remember one office said, "Please dress to work as you dress during the lockdown's virtual meetings." Your guess is as good as mine, the laughter that erupted in the office reception when they all arrived. So, thank you, Intels. Please, as I call each of them, give them an applause, resounding applause, fitting a sponsor. For Intels, can I hear the round of applause? For Dangote Group, can I hear the round of applause? For BCC, can I hear the round of applause? For African Circle, can I hear the round of applause? For Fidelity Bank, can I hear the round of applause? And for APMT, can I hear the round of applause? At the end of this next speech, which will signal the end of our opening ceremony, as I said earlier, there will be some family photo, which I will announce. After the family photo, there will be the opening of the exhibition. Now, the exhibition will be opened by His Excellency, the Honorable Minister. He will be joined by our VIP and speakers. The space is quite small, as you can tell. So when we get to that part of the program, every single distinguished delegate kindly remain seated. And these people whom I've announced will rise and proceed to cut the ribbon at the exhibition. Once they are done touring the exhibition, they will be ushered into a holding room where their coffee and tea will be served. As for the rest of your distinguished selves, our distinguished delegations, yours will be served on the second floor. While they are doing the tour, you can then, I will announce, you can then rise and proceed to the second floor, just next floor down of this same building, and go get you coffee and tea. And we will reconvene for the roundtable conference at a time I will announce when I'm closing the opening ceremony. For now, we're moving on to 2 addresses, but given by one eminent speaker. First, he will give a keynote address in his capacity as the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. Secondly, he will then speak on behalf of the man who appointed him to office, who is determined to ensure that the blue economy achieves its fullest potential, the President of the country. And now, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, CON.
Please have your seat, please. Well, I'm supposed to be wearing 2 caps. I'm putting on one anyway. Let me start by recognizing the presence of our delegate, particularly from the African continent, that are here today. I start by recognizing the presence of the SGF, who is ably represented by Professor Babatunde Balaji Bernard. My brother is Chairman Senate Committee on Marine Transportation, the Chairman House Committee on Ports and Harbour, the CG of Customs, who has just he has just spoken in tongues. FOC commanding Western Navy Command, I recognize you. All head of agencies here present. The President of PIMOCA, Secretary General of PIMOCA, heads of diplomatic missions that are here, heads of terminal operators, MD of Lekki Deep Sea Port, the MD of Nigerian Ports, the host, I recognize you. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have any speech. I'm here to represent the President, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But in my capacity as the Minister of Marine Economy, I want to welcome our delegates from the African continent who have been here since yesterday. Like I mentioned during the brief documentary, we're happy to welcome all of you. Our country is a country for the entire African race. We are very happy to see all of you being here today. The country is very hospitable, very peaceful. And in terms of maritime business, we are ready, we're willing, we've done all that is necessary to ensure that we're very competitive. You could see the new Lekki Deep Sea Port. That's going to be the kind of template for the other ports we are developing. We're developing about 6 additional ports that are ongoing to make us very competitive. I'm glad about the issue of the continental integration. That's the way to go. No particular country is an island. We all must collaborate together to ensure we maximize the benefits of the maritime environment. Again, I welcome you. I will now read the address of the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. On behalf of the government and good people of Nigeria, I warmly welcome our dear brothers and sisters from West and Central Africa, our all international observers to this very important meeting of minds. I want to commend the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and its frontline agency, the Nigerian Ports Authority, for accepting to host this very auspicious regional meeting, especially at this time when regional integration is most crucial to attainment of collective economic prosperity as a sub-region. Countries in the West and Central African region have a shared destiny and are largely connected by the same developmental challenges as well as a robust human capital base and natural resource endowment. We are this duty bound by posterity to unite and deploy our resources towards solving those issues that militate against our socio-economic progress. Now, one of the resources that we can proudly speak about as a bloc is our maritime endowment. The reality that most of us are either littoral or highland states makes the formulation of policies for the optimum utilization of waters for the growth of our economies expedient. My administration is especially interested in the maritime industry. This was why we created the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy in the first instance. I'm convinced that the quick wins we urgently need to create opportunities that will turn our youth bulge into a demographic dividend lies in our maritime and blue economy sectors. Even though we have physical national boundaries that separate us, the waters are a natural source of connectivity, and they seem like a subtle providential message that we must work together for the good of all our countries. This is why there could be no better time than now to hold this conference. The theme of the conference, the role of ports in the African continental free trade area, is itself a testament of the determination of the organizers to collectively seek sustainable solutions to the challenges that port operations face on the continent. After the issues of adequate security and transparency, the one that important factor deciding the competitiveness of ports is the seamlessness and efficiency with which cargoes are evacuated to and from the ports. This, without doubt, is an area in which port operations in Africa needs a lot of intervention. Of course, there are ongoing discussions in Nigeria and other African countries on the expediency of urgently investing in infrastructure and equipment to support trade facilitation. Meetings like this put the issues in proper perspective and serve as an avenue for the generation of ideas that will aid our national government formulate effective policies. As a government that believes in the necessity of infusing information technology into public management to aid transparency and its business processes, we are giving the Nigerian Port Authority all the backing necessary to fast-track the operationalization of the port community system, which is a precursor to the implementation of the Nigerian single window, because we are persuaded that full automation is the only way to go if we plan to remain competitive in the global maritime industry. I want to implore you all, as participants in this noble conference, to see yourselves as people opportune to stand in positions of responsibility on behalf of Africa. I say this because the maritime sector, wherein you are fortunate to be active shareholders and stakeholders, is not only central to the facilitation of trade, but to the total integration of Africa for even development. I look forward to a fruitful outcome from which all of Africa will benefit. On this note, it is my pleasure to declare the 43rd Annual Conference and 18th Managing Director Roundtable of the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa open. I wish you very fruitful deliberations. God bless you.
Can we make the applause better one more time for our very special guests? Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, also representing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We're going to take some quick family photos, but before we do that, I want to now conclude my special mention of our sponsors. This time, I'm not repeating the people I have called before, so again, please give them each a round of applause. Without them, we will not be here. It's also important that all the resolutions from this meeting that will impact the sector has been made possible by them, so we thank them immensely. Can we hear the applause for ENL Consortium? Thank you. Can we hear the applause for CFAX Group? Thank you. Can we hear the applause for One Multipurpose Terminal? Thank you. Can we hear the applause for Indorama? Thank you. Can we hear the applause for ABTL? Thank you. Can we hear the applause for LCM? Thank you. Can we hear the applause for Lekki Ports? Thank you. Now can we give all of our sponsors a resounding applause for all of them? Can I please ask Mr. Segun Awolowo to step forward for the family photo? Please come, sir. This way, on the ground here. Prof. Ben. What works, photographers? Up or down here? Up is better? Are you sure up is better? Up is better, guys. All right, please, everyone, sir, kindly come up. Professor Bernard, please come up. Thank you very much. Thank you. CG Customs, sir, please come up. Pimoka President, Pimoka SG, please come up. Please come. Agabelo, MD, please come up. Distinguished Senator Shilokun, sir, please come up. Your Excellency, sir, please come up. This will be the first badge. We'll take some more immediately, but the next badge that will be ready to join this picture will be the heads of sister agencies. So DG Nimasa, sir, please be on standby. Executive Secretary, Chiefers Council, please be on standby. MD Niwa, please be on standby. Rector Man Orun, DGC FRRN, be on standby. You are joining the picture after now. Do we have this shot? Do we have it? Photographers? Do we have it? Please, all the smartphone photographers, don't block our official photographers. We have it? Heads of sister agencies, you can come now. Please, DG Nimasa, sir. MD Niwa, please come. ES, Shippers Council, please come. Man Oron, sir, please come. CFRRN. Following this, the EDs of MPA, you can please join the picture once we're done with this. EDs of MPA. EDs of MPA, please come. EDs of MPA, thank you. Please come. So once we're done with this, I would respectfully ask. There? No, it's just this one last one here, sir. Please go ahead. Once we're done with this, I will respectfully ask all the heads of sister agencies and the EDs of MPA to take their seats, while I will invite the heads of delegations, one person each. Heads of delegations, please be on standby. You're coming up next. Heads of delegation, you can rise and start coming. One person each. If your DGs or MDs are here, they can proceed now. Heads of delegation from all 21 or so countries that are here, please start coming now. Heads of delegation. EDs, you can take your seats. Thank you. Heads of the sister agencies, you can take your seats. Thank you very much. But please, the initial 8 remain standing. You will be joined by these heads of delegations. Just one person each from the delegations. Please come. One person each. Just one person each. One person each. Please come now. Thank you very much. Just one person each. Photographers, how are we going to arrange this? If they were done, it would have been easier now to say some down, some up. But you wanted them to come up. Heads of delegations now, please. How are we going to arrange you? Some should, tall people behind. Tall people in front, taller people behind. Tall people in front, taller people behind. Tall people in front. So let me have some people come behind here who are taller. Yes. Taller people just, sorry sir, you can just stand somewhere behind there. You can stand here. You can just stand this way. Yeah, you can stand there. Photographers, you see why I wanted them down? This would have been easy for me. What? It has to be 2 batches. No, this is what we're going to do. It's not 2 batches. Can I respectfully ask Your Excellency, sir, just come down here. It's the last picture. I'm not stressing you, so that the other delegates can stand here. Your Excellency, sir, and the initial 8 I called. Please, can you come down here? The initial 8 I called. The first 8 I called. Please, sirs, come down here. Please come down here. Please come down. Please come down. Thank you very much. Please come down here. Please approach this way, gentlemen and ladies. Approach this way. Some of you can join them. Some of you can join them because 8 will not be enough down. Some can join them down. Some stay up. Some join them down. Yeah. Some can join them down. Some can join them down. Some stay up. Yes. Some can join them down. Maybe you join them down, madam. Maybe you go down. Yes, please join them. Go down. Yes. We. Yes, please. Yes. No, you come down. 2 of you come. Go down. Go down. Down. Join them down. Yes. Join them down. Yes. So this will work better now, photographers. You see. Hold on. There are 2 ladies coming. So once again, as I said, the Honorable Minister, while they are here, please be on standby. Naval Band will take the national anthem while they are standing there. After the national anthem, the Honorable Minister will proceed to open the exhibition with the dignitaries. Once they open the exhibition, they will take a tour of it, and then our hosts and hostesses would guide them to the holding room where they will get their coffee and tea. You, distinguished delegates, you can then proceed after they have left to your own tea and coffee on the 2nd floor of this facility. Photographers, are we done? We're done. Please, shall we rise to close with the national anthem? Avaban, just hold on 1 second. National anthem, but hold on 1 second. Okay, please now national anthem, Naval Band. We're back here at 12:45 to start the roundtable conference. 12:45. Please, every distinguished delegate remain seated. Allow the Honorable Minister and the VIPs to proceed to open the exhibition now. MD, sir, if you can kindly lead the Honorable Minister. Please, every other person kindly remain seated as they exit. Please proceed to the exhibition opening. MD, we're waiting on you, sir. Please, sir, proceed. Thank you very much. Please let all those on the front 2-row seats join them to carry out this exercise. Please proceed. 12:45. 12:45. Managing Directors Roundtable Conference. 12:45. 12:45. 12:45. Managing Directors Roundtable Conference. 12:45. That's when we reconvene here. 12:45. We reconvene at 12:45 for the Managing Directors Roundtable Conference, the 18th edition.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Moving to Bayelsa, Nigerians have been advised on the need for daily exercise irrespective of their position or class. The Air Officer Commanding Mobility Command, Air Vice Marshal Yusuf Oladele, spoke after partaking in the annual walking and jogging exercise of the Nigerian Air Force in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State. Joseph Kunde has details in this report.
The walking and jogging exercise is held annually by the Nigerian Air Force to test the fitness level of the officers and men at the various formations across the country. At the Mobility Command headquarters in Yanagwa, the Air Officer Commanding Mobility Command, Air Vice Marshal Yusuf Oladele, took part in the warm-up exercise.
It is an exercise we are expected to compete and to complete safely. And I want to repeat the word safely again. It is not impossible that as you go on, your body will not take it. You are allowed to stop, get your breath, and continue.
The AOC then gives the signal to kickstart the walk and jog exercise for 10 kilometers along the Apollo AIT road. After the exercise, awards were given to the best performing participants at the base.
Exercise is not an annual event. It's a daily event for you to keep fit, for you to be alive, for you to be hale and agile. So my advice is that every day we must all do one form of exercise or the other to keep fit so that when the annual event comes, it will be a set.
The walk and jog exercise also serves as a morale booster for the airmen and women as they show excitement at the various prizes won during the occasion. Joseph Kunde, TVC News, Yenagoa.
And to a bit of health now, the 32 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Akure, has conducted free medical outreach for residents of a Erija community in Okitipupa local government area of Ondo State. Ayodeji Moradeya reports.
The free medical outreach is part of the Civil Military Cooperation Program incorporated into the ongoing exercise Still Waters 3 launched by the 32 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army. The beneficiaries of the Free Earth program are mostly people of Erija community in Okitipupa local government area of Ondo State. Services rendered during the exercise include free medical consultation, laboratory investigation, HIV counseling and tests. The personnel also provided malaria prevention and treatment, prostate health awareness, neuropathic screening, and breast cancer awareness for the people. The commander of 32 Artillery Brigade, Akure, Brigadier General Mukhtar Adamu, said the program showed readiness of the troops to provide adequate security for the people during the festive period, as well as support their well-being.
I bring to you the commander's very warm greetings and his commendation.
Represented by the Chief of Staff 32 Artillery Brigade, Lieutenant Colonel Adamu Ado, the commander appealed to the people to continue to support and cooperate with the army by reporting criminal activities.
As we are all aware, healthcare system is not just a responsibility of government, but that of everyone. That is why we are keyed in to the government vision of bringing healthcare services closer to the people. Medical services to the Erija community, ranging from general consultation to quality medical advices.
Speaking on behalf of the community, the Orungberuwa elect of Erija Kingdom, Frederick Akimoye, said such intervention is needed by the people.
When I heard that they'll be coming here for medical outreach, I thought it's something small. But when I got here now and I see the magnitude of what they are giving to our people, I think we have to say a very big thank you to them. Because people are able to check their vital signs.
People came out and responded to the visitations of the artillery people from Akure.
And 2,000 residents of the community benefited from the medical outreach. Ayodeji Moradeya, TVC News, Erija.
Meanwhile, the Lagos state government has advised nursing mothers to embrace the habit of eating foods with nutritional values to guard their children against malnutrition. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Bolaji Dada, gave the advice while addressing an audience at a stakeholders meeting on nutrition in a Ifelodun local government area of the state. No fewer than 200 participants at the event, mostly women, were provided with free nutritional bags.
The Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, thought it fit to teach our women on healthy nutrition. And we'll be going from local government to local government, giving them food high in protein, so that they will know the importance of a balanced diet. It's one thing to eat, it's another to have a balanced diet. That's why today we came with chicken, we came with eggs, with beans, with gari, with palm oil, with vegetable oil, with salt and what have you, just to make sure that they have a balanced diet.
We've been to Ekpe, we've been to Lagos Island East, we've been to Ajeromi Ifelodun, I know we've been to Badagry, we've been to Bariga. We've covered about 2,600 and we'll still do more. Just like, the slogan, good food, good life.
I was told how to breastfeed my kids
So what I'll be eating, that my baby will be okay, will be looking, will be fine.
In other news, a non-governmental organization has expressed its resolve to redefine the African landscape and accelerate the growth of the sectors in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. The initiative, known Global Tech Africa, aims to transform the African tech landscape through partnerships with key stakeholders, including the Nigerian Information Technology Development Agency and the Nigerian and the United States Consulate. The Global Tech Africa event is expected to propel tech innovation in Africa.
I believe it's a way to help Africans and Nigerians in particular tell their story to the world and to share the wonderful stories that come out of this continent and help build and inspire economic growth and trade. And it's something that we as Americans have benefited for decades, the power of Hollywood, the power of our story to the world, and it's inspired incredible relations with the U.S., between the U.S. and the rest of the world, and we're hopeful to see the same thing, and we already are seeing the same thing, to be honest.
We're focusing this year on ways to enforce intellectual property and, just looking at the different structures that we can to enable.
And outside Nigeria, as the war between Israel and Palestine continues to rage on with heavy bombardment throughout the night across Gaza, 18 United Nations and other humanitarian organizations have organized a statement calling for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. At least 9,922 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza and the occupied West Bank since the 7th of October when the war began. More than 1,400 people have also been killed in a mass attack on Israel. The UN also says 88 United Nations Relief and Works Agency staff have been killed in Gaza, making it the highest number of UN fatalities ever recorded in a single conflict at this week's cabinet meeting. Palestinian Prime Minister says the sins in Gaza are beyond human endurance, and people of conscience and advocates of human values must move quickly to stop the aggression that has turned Gaza into a valley of blood. He also stated that the International Criminal Court must issue an arrest warrant as a precautionary step to stop the killings. And that's TVC News this hour. For more updates on the stories we are monitoring, you can visit our website at www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we are live at TVC News Nigeria. Thanks for watching.
There is always more to a story than the scribbling line. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Akiwande Oluwole showing